All right, so we got another Air Jordan 11 for the holidays. I think that the best one in terms of visuals actually is the Rare Air, just if you're asking me personally. Those fit like a dream, by the way. Like, they are awesome. But there are regional releases, and we haven't seen this in a while. Whew, these smell good. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 11 in a brand new look. The colorway is called Mojave. Is that what it is? But these guys right here are a new look. These are really interesting. It's not really my favorite. I think it's the black midsole thing. Like, I love 11s with the white midsole, some sort of colored bottom or clear, and something along the up. When they black out the midsole, for me, it just, I don't know, it just looks a little funny. They end up looking like boots almost.
That's why I like them.
Oh, really? So you do, well, you don't like anything original. So, and I don't mean original as in like fresh and new. Like, you don't like the original stuff.
I know.
You like the new stuff.
I like the
new originals.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if you're like her and you like the new original stuff, like you're kind of tired of seeing black and reds, Concords, Legend Blues, Space Jams, but nobody's sick of seeing Space Jams. But if that just might be you, then here you go. Or maybe you're just sick of patent leather. Maybe that's it. Okay, because that I can go behind. Like, that is like, patent leather's a little bit, but this is dope. So that's what I like about it. The materials here are fantastic. The colorway itself was inspired by what?
The Canyon Purple Nubuck is inspired by the Red Rock sunsets of Nevada.
I have not seen the sunset that they're speaking of, but I'll go with it.
The fine fading details mimic the textures of desert rock and weathered urban landscapes.
Okay.
A tonal Jumpman adorns the collar, while reflective accents are inspired by the bright lights of Vegas.
Hold on a second. These are reflective?
That's what it says.
Where? That's not very reflective.
I was thinking maybe it's in the laces.
Nope, not there either. Are they sure?
Hey, that's what it says.
What's reflective? That is not reflective.
This eclectic blend of earthy and metallic tones also beautifully captures the dichotomy of the Mojave desert landscape and the glyphs of the Strip.
What? Are they sure?
That's what it says.
I have been there. This doesn't remind me anything about Vegas.
It needs like feathers.
In a thong. Why did I say that? I do like the bottoms, so I think that's really cool. The carbon fiber is a really interesting look too. This is like a new look for the 11. This is kind of like what the carbon fiber looks like on the kids pairs. But typically when we see carbon fiber on the 11s, it's checkerboard. So this is kind of dope. I like that. Are we done with the description?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I just
good.
picked and pulled random stuff. There was a lot more.
I bet there was.
It talked about that carbon fiber
Oh, here's
plate.
the f***ing gradient.
I mean, it's gradient on the shoe too.
No, it's not like, dude, what are you talking about?
It's like when you look out at the hills and you have different...
Are you talking about like from here and then? Like that's
yeah,
not the...
it's a rolling hill.
You work for Jordan Brand?
I'm just trying to throw them a bone. They already messed up by not having any reflective pieces like they claim.
Yeah, why'd they say that if it's not? The shoe itself is part of a collection, I guess you could say, where they're going to be regionally released. This is more on the West Coast side, and then there are two other ones. I don't have access to the other two, so if you wanted to check out reviews on those, then that would have to be through somewhere else, because that wouldn't be with us.
Boo, you...
This is the pair that I was able to get. They will be available locally here in the Sacramento area over at Phenom, so if you're interested in grabbing a pair and you happen to live here, check out Phenom. Both locations should have them, both in Elk Grove and the Doco Shopping Center. Now, in addition to the beautiful outsole, we've got a Phylon midsole, and it's pretty firm, I will say. Definitely doesn't feel as soft and fluffy as I remember some of them being, especially the originals and the 2000/2001 retros. So these are just not as squishy, you know what I mean? Which is unfortunate. But inside of that is actually a full-length air sole unit, and I love doing this because it pisses people off, but there you go. That's what it looks like inside. Don't worry, I have different pairs of these, and some of them are put together, some of them are not. Then on top of all of that is an actual polyurethane insole, so that's always a huge plus. Definitely has that gradient effect that Mrs. Wing was talking about, so if you like that, then there you go. The upper though is where I feel like the shoe is like, this is like a really cool thing for those of you guys that love new on old products. Me personally, I like the old stuff on the old stuff. So I like original looks. I love the retro vibe, the 80s, the 90s, all of that. This is something completely different for me. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I will definitely like give it kudos for what it is. It's a really high quality product. Not to say that the craftsmanship is going to be perfect on every pair, but at least the materials are really nice. Now, as far as the upper is concerned, we've got a kind of a two-tone build as far as materials go. 3 if you want to include the lace loops. But where there would typically be patent leather, there is not. So for those of you guys that dislike patent leather, now's your time. Rejoice. But what we have here is a oiled leather, and it looks really cool. I think that this is going to look even cooler the more that you wear it. If you happen to play in it, if it gets scuffed up, beat up, all of that kind of stuff, I think that it's going to look really awesome. It's going to patina well. So yeah, I really like this change. I think that this is really slick. The rest of the build, where there would typically be a leather panel on the heel and then ballistic style mesh along the rest of the areas, that's all been switched out for a really shortcut nubuck. And the nubuck on these is actually really nice, so I really dig this. This is very similar material to what we got on the Air Jordan 4 Undefeateds. It's also very similar to what we've been getting on the brand new Black Cats. And yes, we have those in. Yes, we will talk about them. Will they squeak? Who knows? I actually do know, but I'll tell you why, okay? Just wait for that video, it's coming. But yeah, we've got a really nice nubuck here along the upper. This is an area where the material will fade eventually because it's legit material. It's not like colored and stuff like that with the polyurethane coat. It's dyed. So the dye will fade eventually over time. Now the nylon lace loops are pretty much standard for an Air Jordan 11. Sometimes we see them replaced with leather or nubuck, and I do think that they probably should have done that with these because everything else is pretty premium. So that would have really added to the effect, but it probably would have added to the price as well.
Help me, I'm poor.
So they've kept it simple with the nylon there. This was originally intended to be a speed lace system, much like it was on the previous Air Jordan, the Air Jordan 10. This is something we talked about in the Shadow review, but not as nice or as efficient, I guess you can say, as the speed lacing system introduced on the Air Jordan 9. That was like awesome. This one, the laces do get like snagged through and stuff sometimes. Like it's nylon on fabric and things get caught. You do still have the thick rope laces though. That was supposed to signify, at least originally, the basketball hoops net. And then the tongue is nubuck as well. You still have the tongue patch where it says Jumpman Jordan on there. The Jumpman on the back is pressed into the material and not reflective for some reason, even though they claim that it is. Now the 23 on the back is pretty standard as well. No special treatment like what was done on the Air Jordan 11 Rare Airs. That 23 felt really cool. You kind of have to feel it to know. I don't know how to describe it. It just felt awesome. But outside of that, I think that this is a great new look for those of you guys that want something new. The materials are awesome, and I suppose this is just kind of like a nice new fun release or a nice new fun look for the shoe. Now in terms of sizing, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear with your Air Jordan 11s, that's exactly what I would go with. This material will break in really nicely, so if you do choose to wear them, you're probably going to fall in love with them eventually. And with that said, do we happen to have a viewer submitted question of the day? I know this is kind of long, so.
We have a viewer submitted comment from the Shadow video.
Okay.
And I thought it would be fun to give you a little bit of a story time.
Of what?
You'll see. If our brains are on the same wavelength, that is. So the comment is, the 9s were the first sneaker I saved my own money to get, the Carolina colorway specifically. But by the time I had enough, they had sold out in my size. However, they had just got the 10s in, weren't even on the wall yet. When they pulled them out of the box, I can't even describe the disappointment I felt.
Really?
They were boring compared to the 9s to me, and I think I've held that moment against the 10s ever since.
But bro, you got a first-hand, like a first look at the newest Air Jordan. I'd have been like, what? The new ones? How'd you get those? I would have been so like, dude, I saw the newest Air Jordan. Well, especially if they let him buy them. Like sorry, keep going.
It just reminded me of little Chris going to get the Megazord.
Different thing. Nope, different thing. Oh no, it is very much the same actually, because I wanted the real Megazord, the one that was in the show at that moment. So I know exactly what he's talking about. I was a little boy though.
I know. How old were you?
I actually
wasn't.
I wasn't that little. I was older than I should have been, but I was very much into Power Rangers. And yeah, and they had the Megazord, but it was the cheap one, the one that just shot the hands out of it. And like you can like fold its feet down and like it could be in fake tank mode, even though it couldn't like lift its legs, so it wasn't even really tank mode. And even then it couldn't come apart, so it would never actually be tank mode. Or I could have gotten the full brand new set of the Power Rangers Thunder Megazord, which in my head I was like, what the f is a Thunder Megazord? Because it wasn't in the show yet.
This was the Jordan 10.
Yes, so I know exactly what you're saying now, and I will say that that is the same exact sentiment. But you have to understand, well, actually, at this point, this is when I take foot out of mouth. But with that being said, if you have a similar story of pure disappointment, please let me know what it is down below in the comment section. Be detailed too, make it funny. I need to know. I can't believe that was a big ass gotcha moment.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? That was one of them, like, I can't talk my way out of this one. Because the more I thought about it, I was like, that is the same, that's the same scenario.
Just a different item.
Different, yeah. Pull this out, put something else in there. And on top of all of that, sound off below and let us know what you think about the Air Jordan 11 Mojave. Do you like these more than the other two options, or are one of those other options a better option for the Air Jordan 11? But with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.